Cold winds sweep across the shattered ridge, dragging long trails of sand into the frozen air. The mountain creaks under the pressure of the coming storm. Snow flurries twist like white serpents through the gaps in broken stone, weaving around jagged cliffs that rise like ancient teeth from the earth. Something moves deep inside the ridge layers low, heavy, resonant. The winds pause, as though listening. A metallic crack echoes beneath the frozen ground. Another. Then the mountain splits open. The Iron Claw Ridge monster pulls itself from the earth with a thunderous roar, stone fragments shattering off its bone metal plates. Its enormous claws drag trenches through the sand as it rises to full height. Armor plates shimmer with cold silver reflections. Its glow-black eyes scan the surrounding peaks, absorbing every detail. The ground vibrates with each breath it takes. Far above, among the frost-bleached cliffs, a different presence stirs. Snow begins falling upward. The air turns colder than winter ice. Frost spreads across boulders in seconds, coating them in crystal white. A shadow leaps between cliffs, too large to belong to anything mortal. Then it appears emerging from a storm cloud that forms out of nowhere. The Blizzard-Fur Devourer descends in silence. Its massive form glides down the icy cliff face, fur rippling like a storm wind woven into a beast's shape. Frost-blue eyes burn through the swirling snow. A blizzard mist coils around its limbs, freezing the very air it touches. It lands without a sound in a valley of drifting snow, its gaze locked on the metal behemoth below. The sand-swept ridge and the frozen peaks have become a battleground for titans. The Iron Claw Ridge monster lets out a challenge, a deep earth rumble that shakes the foundations of the mountain. It stomps forward, its immense weight sending fissures spreading through the stone. Dust clouds rise like angry spirits, mixing with the falling snow. Its iron talons, each the size of an ancient tree, dig into the ground, preparing for a devastating charge. Its movements are slow but carry the unstoppable force of a landslide, every step a declaration of brute dominance over its domain. In stark contrast, the Blizzard-Fur Devourer remains perfectly still, a phantom in the storm. Then it explodes into motion. It doesn't run, it leaps, a blur of white fur and crackling frost. It bursts from one cliff to another, its agility defying its colossal size. Where its paws touch, the rock instantly glazes over with thick, crystalline ice. The air around it drops to impossible temperatures, the perpetual blizzard clinging to its form growing more intense with its speed. The two titans collide. The Iron Claw monster swings its massive arm, a rock-splitting swipe aimed at annihilating the agile predator. But the Devourer is too fast. It sidesteps the blow, and the iron claws slam into the mountainside instead, sending a shower of sparks and a cascade of fractured boulders down into the forest edge below. The impact creates a dust tornado, sand and snow swirling into a chaotic vortex. Before the ridge monster can recover, the Devourer retaliates. It unleashes a Frostclaw blaster wave of razor-sharp ice shards that scream through the air. The projectiles hammer against the ridge monster's metallic bone plates. The sound a deafening chorus of grinding metal and shattering ice. The armor holds, but the sheer cold of the attack causes frost to spiderweb across its silver surface, steam hissing from the temperature difference. The fight moves from the high peaks down toward the ridge valleys, a destructive chase that reshapes the landscape. The Iron Claw beast plows through everything in its path, carving new canyons through the rock and leaving a trail of devastation. It stomps its foot, unleashing a ground rupture slam. The earth splits open, a chasm racing toward the devourer. But the furred titan leaps clear, landing on a high ledge overlooking the chaos. From its new vantage point, the devourer gathers its power. The frost aura around it intensifies, the mist thickening until the beast itself is barely visible within the swirling vortex of its own making. With a guttural snarl, it releases an ice-bite shockwave. A pulse of absolute zero energy expands outward, freezing the air solid. The shockwave hits the ridge monster, and for a moment, the unstoppable creature slows, its metallic joints groaning under the sudden, extreme cold. Ice encases its legs, binding it to the ground. But the Iron Claw Ridge monster is a creature of raw terrestrial power. With a roar of fury, it flexes its immense strength. The ice shatters, exploding outward in a spray of glittering fragments. Freed, it lowers its head and charges, its movements now fueled by a primal rage. It ignores the devourer's aerial attacks, focusing only on closing the distance. Its brute force strategy a direct challenge to the devourer's speed and agility. Their combat descends into the transition zone, where the sandy ridges meet the snow-dusted tree line. The devourer, using the forest for cover, leaps between ancient pines, its frost aura snapping branches and freezing leaves solid. The ridge monster follows, its massive body crashing through the trees like they are mere. The air is a chaotic mix of sand, snow, splintered wood, and frost particles. The Blizzard-Fur Devourer sees its chance. It launches itself from a high cliff, aiming for an aerial strike on the ridge monster's back, where its plating might be weaker. It descends like a frozen comet, claws extended and glowing with blue energy. But the ridge monster anticipates the move. It stops dead, bracing itself, and spins with surprising speed. Its huge iron talons meet the devourer in midair. The collision is cataclysmic. A sound like a thunderclap and grinding continents echoes through the peaks. Sparks fly as iron claws scrape against frost-infused talons. The devourer is thrown back, its elegant attack broken by sheer, unyielding force. It lands heavily, skidding across a frozen patch of ground and crashing into a rock face, which fractures on impact. For the first time, the agile predator shows a sign of injury. A slow wisp of steam rising from a gash on its shoulder. The Iron Claw Ridge monster presses its advantage. It lumbers forward, each step an earthquake, its glow-black eyes fixed on its wounded opponent. It raises both claws for a final earth-splitting slam, a move that would surely crush the devourer. The air grows heavy with anticipation. The Blizzard-Fur Devourer pushes itself to its feet, its frost-blue eyes burning with a desperate, wild light. It knows it cannot win a direct confrontation. Instead of meeting the charge, it lets out a piercing cry that seems to summon the very heart of winter. The sky darkens instantly. The light snow flurries erupt into a full-blown, blinding blizzard. Wind howls, and visibility drops to zero. Within this rising storm, the Devourer's form begins to fade. It backs away, its massive shape becoming a mere silhouette, then a shadow within the swirling white. Its frost-blue eyes are the last thing to be seen, a final, defiant glare, before they too are swallowed by the tempest. The Ironclaw Ridge monster stands alone on the broken mountain, its final blow striking nothing but empty, frozen air. It lets out a long rumbling breath, a cloud of steam and dust rising from its maw. Its metallic plates are scored and frosted over, and its movements are slow, heavy with exhaustion. It turns its head, scanning the roaring blizzard that now claims the peaks. A silent acknowledgement of its foe's retreat. Victorious but battered, the Titan stands its ground, a silent guardian of the shattered ridge. The storm rages on, slowly burying the scars of their epic battle under a fresh blanket of snow. But the mountain will forever bear the memory of the day it trembled under the weight of two titans.